Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the lucky Pierres. Yeah!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierres movie reviews. We got a brand new movie review for you tonight. A brand new movie in theaters still. A horror movie. Barbarian. Alright guys, Barbarian. We just seen that. What are your guys' initial thoughts after I give the plot synopsis? A woman staying at an Airbnb discovers that the house she has rented is not what it seems.
Well, that's pretty simple.
It's pretty simply put, isn't it? Yeah, what did you guys think?
For me,
Loved it.
I think it's, potentially, if not horror movie of the year, probably.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, it's
I
up there
agree with you.
for favorite things I've seen this year.
Yeah, it's great. Terrifying, funny, super original, creative.
Yeah, it's got
All
everything
of
you
the
want.
above. It's just fun.
And Justin Long, so what more do you need?
He's hilarious in it.
He's great.
It's just a fun horror movie.
Okay, well, I said that at the very least, it's a spiritual successor to, or in the same universe as People Under the Stairs.
It's definitely in the realm.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm here for it. But it also has me excited because Jordan Peele is remaking People Under the Stairs.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's one of your
But-
favorite movies of all time, right?
Yeah, but the People Under the Stairs was made about a news story that was in 1978. So, if you want to get into it, the time frame lines up that homeless guy could have been Fool, the little kid from People Under the Stairs.
That'd be a crazy
I'm just
tie-in
saying.
if they
I'm
did
just
that.
saying.
If you call it, that'd be insane.
I'm just saying.
Is that the next movie he's making, or is he just working on it?
Jordan Peele, I don't know. It was announced a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Because if you think about it, it makes total sense that it's a Wes Craven movie, all black protagonists.
Yeah.
But then Richard Brake, is that how you say his name? Him and Everett McGill, who played the dad in People Under the Stairs, look like they could be related. Show pictures of them next to each other.
I will.
They look like they could be related.
Richard Brake, I love Richard Brake. He just...
I'm a fan as well.
He's like so menacing.
He's unique.
He's menacing. He just plays bad so well.
Yeah. He's
Then,
awesome in 31. He makes that movie.
He does.
He's awesome in that.
He's just such a good bad guy.
Then the creepy mummified, zombified look of her, and then the People Under the Stairs in the People Under the Stairs movie, similar.
It is.
He doesn't even do a lot in this to be menacing, but you just know he's a bad dude. This guy is up to no
exactly.
good.
As soon as
He just looks
when
like
he
it.
responds to anybody, you go, nah, he's got bad
He's
intentions.
got that tone.
Yeah.
Just
man.
even when he waves the lady from the steering wheel, he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then when he's like, oh, we're leaving the neighborhood, he's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. But it starts off with the woman. She rents this Airbnb in Detroit, right? And that's pretty cool. That's where we
worst
are.
part of
If you
Detroit.
guys didn't know, we are. We are on the
worst.
outskirts of Detroit. Not quite in Detroit, but yeah.
I definitely, I'm ever since I've seen the movie, every time I hang out with Sophia or Mary Lou, I'm like, are we going to Barbary Street or what's the deal?
That's where our mom lives, Barbary Street.
Not on that Barbary, but
Not the same.
Not the same, no. But no, I'm just. But I'm just saying, yeah. No, all the houses around it are
Okay,
just.
well, I mean, for frame of reference, look up Barbary Street in Southgate, Michigan, and then look at the movie. It's not the same street.
Yeah, all the houses around that one are just desolate and
Which is
run
they set
down.
up so good because she pulls in at night, so it looks kind of rough, but she can't tell.
You can't
and then
tell.
in the morning, she's like, "Oh shit!"
I'm in the ghetto.
I have a legit question. I haven't looked into Airbnb at all, but is that a viable thing that could happen?
Yeah.
Somebody could book that house?
I mean, yes, but I said because how savvy they were, because they both looked at their phones, they booked it through the app or whatever. For sure, they would have read reviews and been like,
Oh yeah.
every review would have been like, "Sure, it's a nice house, but you will be terrified to walk to your car."
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
It's a horror movie, so
because even in the
it's
movie,
fine.
when she tells that lady, have you heard of? And
Yeah, he's like, you don't want to be there.
She's like, what?
Yeah, get out of there.
Yeah, he's like, or she's like, you're staying where? Yeah.
But they kind of covered it with there's a convention in town. There's no hotels available.
But okay, did a good cover, but Detroit is so huge. You think
Yeah.
one doctor convention is going to shut down
Right.
Metro Detroit?
It is a bit far-fetched.
It's a stretch, but
yeah.
it's okay.
It's still
It's a small
it's
detail.
something. Yeah.
But yeah, well, do you know who made this movie? The director is from The Whitest Kids You Know,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
which is wild.
yeah. It
his
is wild.
first actual feature film,
Which is
right?
wild.
Yeah.
Isn't this?
Well, I was like, first movie. I was like, how do you get the budget for like these people and like the effects? Like everything was top notch.
Very good.
Who's he blowing down?
Yeah,
he's got an inside ticket somewhere.
dude's got a bright future. His great first
They might have
feature.
just seen as real, and like he's super funny.
He is.
So like that show's really well done and funny. So I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
I've never seen
it's
it. No.
really good comedy.
Bill Skarsgård.
Killed it.
When she got to the house, and what did you guys think? Did you think Skarsgård was up to something?
No,
I
Not really.
I 100% did.
I saw it twice already. But the first time I saw it with Mary Lou, and she 100% thought Skarsgård wasn't bad.
Same.
And like she was like, she's like, I hate he's being typecast. Like he's always the creepy bad guy.
Yeah.
But then like
No, that was.
spoiler alert.
I think that was the intention, though, to make
yeah.
you think that he was
Right.
the red herring. He's the guy
Right.
that plays it.
I will say honestly, for me though, like only reason I didn't think that because I saw in the preview him crawling in the tunnel, and I was like, well, he's.
Well, yeah, but then I
No,
feel like
but
you
that
could have
could've been a
thought like
trap.
that was a trap.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But no, I thought because he did in the movie he was so good at like he's being so awkward that like he must be up to something, but it was just him being awkward. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like
It was made as a red herring.
Yeah,
just
and it was-
doesn't-
but it
I
was-
like the way they did that though.
It was
'cause
great.
That's the way like
it was awesome.
guys would kind of act nowadays because they don't want to offend or anything. They want to be like,
But like
Exactly.
yeah,
I know you
like
think I drugged your
Skarsgård.
drink, but I didn't. I'll report if you want.
exactly. Yeah.
And I like him, and I like his brothers.
Yeah,
Great
Yeah,
acting family.
Yeah, they're all
Alexander and
Which also I was
Stellan,
like, why
his father.
isn't his brother in more stuff? And then I was like, he was just in The Northman, which is an awesome movie. So
pretty
Yeah.
big movie. Yeah,
yeah,
I was like, so that's what he's doing.
Yeah, they're
he
pretty-
took all that time off to get jacked for The Northman.
yeah. Seriously.
pretty talented family.
I love the score and the soundtrack, which if you look up the soundtrack and only list 3 songs, there were definitely at least a handful. Because like he listened to music in it, the bad guy Richard Brake listened to music in his car, and then there's a couple other songs. But even just those 3 songs, great.
It was
Score,
good.
Great.
It was good. What'd you guys think about the initial first interaction with the creature? Like when she smashed his head, I was like,
Oh, it was
dude,
brutal.
my jaw hit the floor.
think-
I was like, holy hell.
That's exactly what I wanted to
It
happen
was
when they were
brutal.
down there. It's like, please
Yes.
let there be some giant creature.
But
or
then
something.
but killing off Skarsgård was surprising.
Yep.
But yeah, it was all.
It was kind of like Scream, the initial Scream.
Yeah,
Then
with
they're gonna
Drew
kill her
Barrymore.
immediately. You're like, whoa! Like they smoked the star. Like,
shocking.
yeah, it was an awesome reveal though. Like,
How often does that happen where it's like pretty much exactly what you want?
not very often.
Not
Yeah,
often, no,
you know what
no.
I'm saying? Like,
They try nowadays so much to just, I don't know, go out of the box and do things like I can't even explain it. Like,
try to just be different
yeah,
for just
different sake.
Yeah. But yeah, then it turned into a like kind of a different movie
Well,
almost.
yeah, which okay.
With Justin
it was,
Long's,
it was almost it was
story.
like jarring, like because then it cuts right to him, like him in the like
Yeah.
Miata or whatever it is.
Yep.
And it was like, what the like we were
A
like,
whole different
yeah, we were like, what the
storyline.
fuck is going? And then when you start to like piece it together, it does it a second time. But it's crazy because it doesn't really take you out of the movie, and it doesn't like take anything away from the movie.
No, it doesn't.
Like it's so well done, and then weaves in and out of the stories that you know exactly what happened in the gaps and like why it was done and how
where
it all
it connects.
goes together.
Yeah.
I think that was a really cool way to do it though. Right after the kill, flip to something else. You're
Oh
just
yeah,
like-
it was immediately.
You're just like, what the?
That's a great way to do it.
Then
It
you
was
just see
immediate.
Justin Long singing.
And then
you're like,
Justin Long
Because you
singing that
want to
song.
know.
Yeah.
You want to know what's going on.
Dude,
Yeah.
by the way, that song, killing
oh,
it.
he was crushing it in that car.
Ricky Tikki Tavi,
Yeah.
killing it. Justin Long, every bit with just every scene with Justin Long in it is fucking hilarious. Even though, like, obviously some of the content is dark
Yes.
and it's not positive.
No.
but it is hilarious.
Very dark
He's so fucking funny.
comedy. Yeah.
And like one of the best parts of the movie to me, which is like he's on the phone with his mom, talking because spoiler alert, Justin Long's whole part in the movie is he is accused of rape, so he's going to liquidate assets to get money for the defense of the rape.
and that's why he
And
visits
he
Detroit.
he owns the house that is being Airbnb, so he needs to sell it for money for his defense
And
lawyers.
he doesn't know anything that's going
Yeah.
on in the cellars and the basements.
But like, so he's on the phone with his mom, who's like, "Honey," and he's like, "Yeah, she's a fucking bitch." And his mom was like, "Honey, don't say that." And he's like, "She's accusing me of rape, Mom. I think I can call her a bitch." And like, and then it just shows too, like, because she's like, "Oh, Dad says hi." He's like, "Dad said that," and she's like, "Well, you know." And then immediately he's like, "Oh, the second line on his phone is going off." He's like, "Mom, I gotta take this super important work call," and he just picks up, "Hello, faggot."
That's his buddy, right?
He's like, "What's up, faggot? Guess who's back in town?" And it was just, he's just so funny.
One of the funniest parts I thought, and Joe I think thought it too, was when he was measuring the
Yes,
home.
I was
it was
dying.
great, yeah.
I was out loud laughing the whole time.
The cellar in the basement.
He was loving every inch of it. He's like, oh, yes. Another
He's
corridor.
like, "Are you kidding me?" Because he looked up online if you can include hidden underground parts of the house in the square footage to sell it, and he was like adding up the money in his head
Yeah.
of how much the value was going
And
up.
he's like, it doesn't say you can't. He's found a loophole.
And he's like, "Sometime."
I thought even like in the club with his buddy, I thought it was funny, even though it was like super messed up.
Oh,
It was
dude,
dark.
it
He's
was
like,
so
But she
bad.
was asking for it. Like,
Yeah, like it was.
She said no initially.
It was like
I mean, I just pushed a little.
what was that movie? The Ridley Scott movie.
First, the last night or first night?
The First Duel.
First duel.
Last duel.
Last duel. The last duel.
Okay, whatever. But, you know what I'm talking- but
Yeah.
it was like that, where like if you
She
had
said no,
if you
but,
had
like-
any shimmer of doubt, he pounded into your head. "Oh no, I definitely did rape her."
Yeah,
Like in that movie, there was no question that she was raped.
Yeah.
And in this, like you were like. You're like, "Oh, I hope that he's right and she's lying," because like Justin Long's like, "I like the guy,
Likeable
whatever."
guy.
And then he's just like, "Oh, well, I mean, yeah, she said no, but she wanted it." And he's like, "What is he?" Goes, he's like, "I'm a persistent motherfucker," and he's like, well, "Those are things you're not supposed to say about a sexual
Oh,
encounter."
Jesus. And then he
This
makes,
like, "You're my bro. Whatever you say, I'm gonna believe you."
and then he has to double down on how unlikable he is at the end.
Oh,
when,
he's so good.
when he pushes her off the
Go like
freaking-
by your hair,
Yeah,
bro.
he's put-
And then like it's like, "Oh, you know, I didn't even push. You slipped. You were falling." Like,
That was great.
Yeah, I love that they mixed in social commentary, but not at all overly enough. to,
No,
like, where
no.
you're just annoyed by it.
Yeah.
He just
Barely
barely
at all.
tweaked it in there.
Barely at
and
all.
made it funny
Yeah.
and fun.
And like, so the story of the house or whatever is that Richard Brake, he's like a sick guy who what did he do?
Serial
Kidnapped
raped-
women.
he
kidnapper,
raped
murderer,
women.
rapist.
And rapes them.
And it
So
was
like
just,
he just would snatch women
was-
and then put them in an underground bunker and rape
film
them
it,
and have babies with them. And filmed it all.
Yeah, and it was just chain and aggressive
And then,
incest that created
they don't
this
even-
creature.
Well, they don't really explain that part. They just say like he started making babies with the babies.
Yeah,
But I think
that's just
well,
aggressive
I think
incest.
I think what you're supposed to infer is like because how he was like hunkered down, decrepit down there with them. I think once he got too weak to kidnap any more women, he just start like instead of kidnapping more women, he would just keep the baby and have sex with that, and then the next. Not when it was a baby, like
Yeah.
when it was an adult, because
Yeah.
they were having offspring.
Yeah.
So like he just continued the cycle by doing that because he was too weak to kidnap women anymore.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
But they
Plot for a
went into
movie.
crazy detail, man. Because like the radio commercial for like the auto place, like I googled it. That's like a real like car dealership in Detroit in the 70s.
What, that was playing on the TV?
On the radio, like in his car when he like,
Oh,
went to the
wow.
grocery store and stuff.
That's crazy.
And like yeah, so like all that stuff.
They showed how like the city went to crap because it was super nice suburbs,
Yeah.
a bunch of people living in there, and they're like, we're moving out because it's going to hell. Like, and he's like, no, I'm staying here.
he stayed.
I'm not
and
going anywhere.
You could, yeah,
But yeah,
it was actually a nice suburb, and
and
then
I
it just
love-
turned to a dump. And
I
he
love
wasn't. He
seeing
didn't go
stuff
anywhere.
that are recognized, like as always in movies. Like it was all the establishing shots and stuff were all like Detroit,
Yeah,
Michigan.
it's cool to see, right?
It made us look terrible, but to
yeah, we
I
be
mean,
fair,
everybody
it does look
knows.
terrible out
Everybody
there. So
knows.
yeah,
Some areas do look. A lot of areas do look terrible, but yeah, just a really original kind of plot and horrifying in a way. You know, and like the creature design was great. Reminded
the
me
thing from REC.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, almost too much.
Too much like that.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think maybe he's seen it and way back and he's like, "Yeah, I kind of like that design." You know what I mean? I'll
you
give him
can
the
use
benefit.
that same thing in horror movies. It's a different type of like backstory for the creature. Like
True.
that one was just an attic, like experimented on. This one was like incest baby. So
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, but yeah, really cool looking. Just this decrepit woman creature, gangly looking thing that's nude and like weird teeth and mouth. It looked like,
very much like a video game horror type character.
It did
like a Silent Hill type deal.
Yeah.
Some awesome shots though. Like when it's in the darkness, barely visible.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
fades into the darkness. You're like, holy hell, that looks terrifying.
Yeah, you're right. That is a great shot.
Or when
isn't
it's
it?
reaching out the window and she
But then I feel like-
that looks
I feel
terrifying.
like he put a lot into it too, because like interconnected parts, or like after you see one part, you're like, oh, that other part makes sense. Like when Richard Brake is going to kidnap lady or whatever, he's like goes to the grocery store and buys baby stuff because the first baby is about to be born, and the lady gives him like that breastfeeding video. And then the rest of the movie that's playing in the background in that room.
And she's watching it.
Yeah,
and
like she's watching. That's why she wants to breastfeed all the babies.
Yeah.
And then
breastfeeding the captives, them too.
The homeless
Justin
guy
Long.
runs up to her. He's like, he's like, "Hey, little girl, like, don't go in that house. Don't go in that house." And you think it's like a crazy bum, but like then you find out like he knew what was in there and was trying to protect her, and then helps them later too.
Yeah, he says, I knew she was in there. He's like,
he's
that's
like,
not
she
the
comes
worst
out
thing
at
in
night.
That's not the worst thing in there,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
I love that part too. Like I've been here for 10 years. She ain't never coming in here.
That was gonna bring up, like he's like, for 40 years she ain't never come in here, and immediately breaks through the wall, rips off his arm, and kills him with it.
Shit.
You know what that reminded me of a little bit is, you guys have seen Hatchet, right?
Yes.
When they're going up to the house and he appears in the doorway, and he comes and charges at him. It's so intense, you know what I mean?
Everything great about a horror movie, like popcorn horror movie, you just go see for fun, and then like for legit horror fans, just insanely bananas madness. Like,
Originality.
The gore
Yeah.
was very good. It was everything I thought.
It was
shot
original.
very well.
Yeah.
Like,
Some
everything
great
was
shots.
pulled off well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just good ideas.
Score, soundtrack.
Warped comedy, which is always fun to mix in there.
I'm like,
One of the best horror movies
feel like
in
you
recent
could-
years.
yeah.
like you could delve into it for like more meaningful stuff if you want to.
Yeah.
Like I put like who you're suspicious of can be the good guy, which the whole movie, like she was suspicious suspicious of Skarsgård. He was fine. She was not suspicious of Justin Long, and he was a terrible person.
Dirtbag, yeah.
Yeah.
So like who you're suspicious of can be the good guy. Who you blindly trust is usually the bad guy.
True.
And then real monsters are people. Like the creature was a person.
Yeah.
The old, like Richard Brake was a person. All the monsters in the movie are just people.
Justin Long is a person.
Justin Long is a scumbag.
Yeah, you're right.
And then
all
also-
monsters, all people. Yeah.
A big lesson: Detroit cops do suck that bad.
Yeah.
How they do in the movie,
They didn't care at
they
all.
suck.
Yeah, they didn't care
But
at
I
all.
mean,
was
their
like-
lives suck. So
Yeah. I mean,
But-
I could see that happening because she just looked
100%.
like a crackhead. Like, just
100
get out of here.
But I mean, they should have been able to tell she wasn't on crack. But
they might have took it to an extreme. I think they
They
might
did,
have
yeah.
stepped
No, they did.
in.
Not at
You know
all.
what I mean?
It was like a caricature of a Detroit cop.
Yeah.
have you ever
know what I'm
dealt with
saying?
Detroit cops?
No, but I hear.
No, it's-
I hear if you are in danger, they will show up. If you are in danger, if you say I'm in danger right now.
They at least
No,
checked
they
it out,
really,
though.
they really will say like we don't have any units. Like they just.
Well, they went there and looked, and they were like,
Even a
You're
long
crazy,
Even
like-
a long time ago, my car got broken into. Like they blew out the windows and stole all my shit. And the Detroit cop, it was at St. Andrews, and the Detroit cops were like, "Well, I mean, if you want to report it, drive to the precinct." They didn't even send a cop.
Wow,
They made me drive to the precinct,
that's messed up.
and then the cop was like, "Well, how did they break your window?" And I go, "How? What do you mean? How do I know how they broke my window? I came to my car and the windows are blown out." And he's like, "Well, like, was there a rock or a brick next to it?" No, they were gone. Like they broke my window and left with all of my things. Like,
That's terrible. That's terrible.
should have hired the homeless dude at Harpo's that'll watch your car for $5. I'll watch it for you. Just give me $10.
I mean, it's worth the $10
I
because if
heard
not, they're stealing your
This
stuff.
this is way off topic, but I read a funny story on Twitter recently, a short story where this woman pays a homeless man to watch her car like all the time. And one time, this latest time, she paid him and she came out and he was sitting on her car. All the other cars around it were broken into, and he said nobody was touching it. Nobody's done. That's a real.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. But all right, you guys want to get to ratings, or you guys got anything else to add? You want to add anything on that, Shaw? I know you.
No,
we
go
all
ahead.
we all love this movie.
I just love that there's not always like terrifying, actual scary moments in a movie like this. I thought there was some good ones.
There were, like you said, some of the shots, like
Which
that
it is-
one where you can barely see it in its silhouette in the.
Yeah.
That's because you expect it to like.
And the
jump
thing
and-
reaching out the window is like something from Nightmares because it was
Yeah.
like reaching like
Yeah.
through the basement window.
First
Like-
person view.
Yeah,
was
that's a
just-
scary shot.
And it was just crazy to me because, like, obviously what he's known for is being, like, outrageous and funny.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, every part of this movie I felt like was done well.
It was funny though. That's
Yeah,
the
oh,
thing.
absolutely.
How did it blend? It blended comedy and horror very well.
Yeah,
Which I feel, yeah, if you can do that well, they work together great.
They
Yeah.
do.
But if you don't do it well, it's not.
you just
Yeah.
get Justin Long in it. He's
Yeah, just hire Justin
highly
Long.
underrated and like legit highly underrated in horror acting.
Man, he goes out in some bad ways in movies, man. Jeepers Creepers, Tusk, and this. Oh man,
He didn't go out in Tusk. He's still alive.
No.
Baby.
He went out.
He went out.
They're making a second one. He's the dude.
He's at a zoo getting fed live fish.
He's gonna be the dude in the second one.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, Kevin Smith said that. But you guys want to get to ratings?
Sure.
By all means.
I gave it an 8.
I gave it 8.5.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.5/9, but I'll stick with 8.5 because, like I said with X, like I know that I'm just overrating this, so I'll go with 8.5.
I think a lot of it for us can be recency bias, but then you have to go back like a couple years and watch it again.
I watch it twice.
Yeah,
I might have to see it again. It's really good.
yeah.
It's really good.
It is really good.
One of the best horror movies of recent years.
The
can't deny it.
the tape measuring part when I was the second time is I was dying. Like I was audibly
That's so
probably
good.
ruining the movie for everybody
so
else
good.
because I was laughing so loud at him measuring it.
He's in the cellars.
He's like measuring each step, and then he's like, and then the dog cage is like covered in blood and stuff. Don't even phase him. He goes, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, yeah. All right, so final verdict. See it ASAP, see it whenever, skip it.
ASAP.
See it ASAP.
ASAP. This is one of the best horror movies I've said in recent years.
Yeah, there's so much
It's
just
just
slock out there.
I
Go through this.
did today see somebody post on Facebook like Barbarian is the best romantic comedy in years. You should definitely take a date to see it this weekend.
Yeah. No, but it did have, you know what? It did have an effect like, kind of like Malignant.
I 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
100% like in my head was like for rating it. I was like, do I rate it higher than Malignant or the same?
They had both.
And
had
I think Malignant maybe I give an 8.
Yeah.
Or I mean, but at this, then I was like, this was so good.
Yeah, I'd have to watch them both again.
Like
but,
Malignant, I feel like part of why it was so good is just because of how unexpected and like wild it got. Whereas this,
It
I
went
feel
for
like
it.
was just so good. Also,
good, yeah.
Malignant was crazy because it was like a standard, like, this is all right horror movie until like, what
The
the?
batshit
This is like,
reveal?
this is awesome.
This
Like,
is
the
great.
John
it jumped
Wick
in like,
reveal?
yeah, it jumped in like,
It was crazy.
dude, when it kicked that chair across the police department,
bro.
Dude, when it spun and showed the thing on the, that's when it picked up. It was like, holy
From like
crap.
a 5 to like a 9. I was like, this is amazing.
No, I seen a funny. You guys seen that Brendan Fraser standing ovation? Did you guys see that video? No, I'm not talking about the clap. I'm talking.
I only support the clap.
No, I'm talking about because for the whale. For the whale at the premiere, they say that movie's amazing. I can't wait for it. But like at the premiere, he got like a 6-minute standing ovation, which is great for him. He's the man. But like. Someone put on Twitter, they said, the only standing ovation that matters is the 10-minute one I gave Malignant in my home when I watched it at home. All right, guys, we got the quote game for you. Shaw's got a movie quote. We got to guess it. What do you got, Shaw?
I have come to reclaim Rome for my people.
I don't know it. I
You
mean,
should get it.
Yeah, I know, but let me think about it. I should get it.
Spartacus?
Spartacus.
Never seen that?
Spartacus as in Stanley Kubrick?
I don't think he did. He write that? I don't think so.
That was Kubrick.
Spartacus was?
Spartacus, yes.
Wow. Didn't know that. I get a point for that, right?
I've come to claim.
You're gonna hate it when you.
I'm sure. I usually do.
Is it like as on the nose or as obvious as it sounds?
That's a pretty severe hint.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but sure. What do you mean by is it as obvious as it sounds? I don't know. I don't know how obvious it sounds to you.
You
Not-
know.
I
You
guess-
know what it means.
I guess not really. I don't know. Gladiator?
Yes.
Is it?
Oh, that's what I was gonna guess. But
Because it's the one that's what Ralphie quotes in The Sopranos.
Oh, God.
That's
yeah.
why he used
That's
it
right.
After the other one.
That's right. That's what he says.
Hey, Ralph.
I have come to reclaim Rome for my people.
How you doing?
I have come to reclaim Rome for my people!
I don't get it. What do you mean?
Fucking gladiator, you fuck.
Oh, the movie. I didn't see it.
You're an asshole, man.
This always says it, but
Just
like,
so out of context. Just
Yeah.
it's so funny to me that like there's like 2 episodes where him and Syl just go back and forth, like annoyed that one's quoting the other, and they're like,
So great. Oh, but that's a good one. All right. That's our review, guys, for Barbarian. You definitely want to see this one in theaters. Super original, super fun horror. Good date night movie. Perfect, man. Check it out. Thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you soon.